So here at African Fishing Outfitters, we like to do sort of high-end trips targeting specific fish. We choose to use Penn. We use all their products. Berkeley, got great drop shots, Sabile, great topwater lures. So the idea of the day is to take you out there and show you how I use the equipment with my clients and how everybody gets to enjoy using the top-end stuff and just generally what we do on a day out in the ocean. So yeah, we're looking forward to going out today. We're going to be throwing a couple of topwater lures, a few drop shots, targeting some Dorado. Let's see what happens on a typical day out with us. When you're targeting a Dorado, a stick bait is a great lure. You can throw poppers at them. Funny enough, you might catch one and have a bit of interest with another one, but you won't catch 2 or 3 on a popper. It's quite weird, but if you throw stick bait, in this case one of my favorite stick baits is the Sabile stick shad. I call it a stick bait for dummies. You can literally throw it and wind it and it swims and you'll get a bite. Or if you're a bit more experienced, you can throw it and you can work it with the tip of the rod and you can get a whole different actions.
Come on!
Long line release. You can see how they love that lure. You can't leave it alone. Smaller ones having a lot of fun, but in between them we'll get a big one. So there's a couple different versions of the drop shot. I like the Fabio twitch, the twitch, switch, 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 on, come, yeah, come, yeah, oh, on. What team? Yeah, jump. If you're throwing a couple of different lures at the Dorado, it's nice to mix it up. Obviously one on the surface and one subsurface. So a perfect combination would be to throw that 5-inch pull watermelon shad. If the fish are slightly deeper, it'll draw them up. And then on the surface, that Sabile stick shad, well, can't say enough about that lure. You know you're going to get a bite. It's just a matter of the Dorado seeing it, and yeah, it's going to be fish on. So it'll be interesting to see. Draw them up, throw that, game over. Yeah, often when you're catching Dorado, they're quite inquisitive and they like to swim in a shoal. So if you get a fish on and get it to the side of the boat, you'll see the other ones hanging around. So a good idea, if you do get a shoal and you do have one in the water, when the one in the water is close to the boat and ready to catch or put in the hatch or whatever you want to do with it, throw the other bait or the lure, the stick shad, the drop shot, whatever you choose, get another bite. Once you double up, take the one that's close to the boat out, and then you fight the other one and the shoal stays there. And if you keep that going, you're going to have a lot of fish, a lot more fish around the boat for a lot longer, as if you just took it out the water straight away and let the other ones disappear. Okay, there we go. Jeeva's got one right by the boat there. Craig's going to grab it now. There's that 5-inch pull watermelon shad. One Dorado. Cheers, boy. Okay, you can see that stick shad there that Jeeva was throwing. Got absolutely smoked. Unfortunately, like the one on the drop shot, it wasn't hooked very well, but as I said, fortunately they're very nice to eat, so we won't complain. Put it in the hatch. And Maggie's got dinner. Yeah. It was probably 20 or 30 juvenile fish swimming around, and deeper down we saw a couple of big fish. So we knew we could get a couple of bites, catch a few smaller fish, and eventually there was going to be an opportunity for that bigger fish to feed. Just whose lure it was going to eat was going to be the gamble. Popped off, was hooked in the head. Yo, Jiva has got a boss fish on. A really important thing for our clients is when you go out on a day's fishing, you can't decide whether they're going to catch a big or a small fish. On this particular day, we found a lot of smaller fish, so it's nice to match the tackle with the size of the fish that you're generally catching. But you can't also go too light or something that can't handle a bigger fish just in case, because generally while you're having fun catching the smaller fish, somebody's going to hook a big one. So yeah, we're using those new Penn Clash 5000s, and they're absolutely bulletproof. 30-pound Berkeley whiplash on them. You can handle just about anything. It's a really big fish. We've got it on the surface now. Well north of 10 kilos. There you go, G's got the fish just under the boat. Doing a couple more turns. There she comes, look at that. Yeah, this stick shad comes in a variety of different sizes. This is obviously the small one. You get about 3 or 4 different sizes. The bigger ones you can throw for tuna, for wahoo, for big Dorado, GTs, king mackerel. It all depends. Generally the Dorado are feeding on smaller fish, on floating objects. So you go with a smaller profile. You can also throw that for the queen mackerel, for the snook. Just depending on what the bait fish in the water is on the day and what the fish are feeding on, what you'll match it with the size of your stick shad. Right, Duncan has really asked me, Duncan and Dexter, they want to throw their bass lure, the chopper, the Berkeley chopper. And I must say, I did have a throw with it now when I was far away from the feeding fish, and there's going to only be one result. So let's get it going.
Oh, I got a video one. Here's your bass lure, boy. Oh, that's bass lure, bro. Oh, the acrobatic.
These new clashes are really nice and smooth. You can see Jiva got that big fish on his. These are the 5000s. Perfect for you all round for pitching small live baits at medium-sized tunas, Dorados, spinning for queen mackerel, spinning off the beach. They can do it all. There we go, there's Duncan and Dexter's, I don't know what you call it, Dorado Slayer. What's that thing called, Dunks?
Chopper.
A chopper, a Berkeley chopper. And I must say, throwing it on offshore, you do feel like a bit of a chopper. But yeah, I'm going to be throwing it a lot more often. Yeah, you know, every now and again you get these bass gurus, Duncan and Dexter alike, bringing something like this. Looks like a kid's toy with hooks on it. Please catch a fish on it. And yeah, I thought it was a joke. Anyway, I threw it and it was seconds before I got a bite. So we caught a couple of fish on it, threw it again, and they actually just didn't want to leave it alone. So I'm definitely going to be keeping one of these in my tackle box for the day when the Dorado don't want to bite. And what it is a Berkeley Chopper 90. And I know it's a bass bait, and the bass guys love it, but I think the offshore guys are going to love it too. And it does come in a bigger size, and I'm quite excited to throw it for a yellowfin. I always call these sort of lure stick baits for dummies, because all you do is throw in one, and the lure does the rest. Nice. Oh, Dorado is one of the fastest growing fish in the sea, and yeah, they're really fun to catch. Great aerial display. They like to eat a lure. They also like to eat a live bait, and not only is it one of the fastest growing fish in the sea, but probably one of the best eating it. So it's called the chicken of the sea. So what better to catch than a fish that's really sustainable, fun to catch, great aerial display, great topwater bite, good live bait bite, and spectacular colors. So yeah, it's on the top of the list of many of our clients here at African Fishing Outfitters. And yeah, we like to catch them as well. For once again, they're really sustainable and not under pressure. So yeah, top of many people's lists to catch, and always number one on the menu.